Okay. We good? We ready? All right. Good morning, everybody. Officially, dang, it's 10:30. That's crazy. We like actually doing it like a real church. I know, right? Wow. Look at us. Okay. Today, Mike and Valerie, after service, not immediately, at 2 o'clock today, we'll be getting married. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. That's them. They're getting married. Yeah, 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 yeah. They get to build a life together from here on out. I just want to let y'all know we have marriage counseling on Wednesday. And as most people do when they come in, they're like, I don't know if this is going to work because, like, he crazy and she crazy, like, and so I'm like, yo, but like, let's walk through this stuff, And then they were like, oh, we actually had a situation that we like walked through together. And I was like, what? Y'all ready? You doing it? We gave each other high fives. I made them say out loud, we out cheer. It was great. So, yeah, they're getting married today, 2 o'clock. I'll get a Cash App or a Venmo for everybody so we can give them some money because that's what you need when you get married. You need some money. I mean, even if you don't get married, like, you want my Cash App? I need some money. Anyway, that is today, 2 o'clock. Yeah. So after service, just so everybody know, we're gonna clear the tables, rearrange the chairs, but we'll do that later. So, all right. Next slide. Saturday, baby shower. Baby Isabella, Mia, chunky face, she's so cute. Um, we will have a baby shower. Everyone is invited, 12 to 2. It is still May 6, 2020. Um, but we'll do it this Saturday just because. Just like, yeah, it's an anniversary baby shower. So like, still get the stuff, but like, we're gonna do it like we never did it before. Let's just act like it wasn't 3 years ago, and it's this Saturday. Their registry, Vic and Daniela. If you go to Amazon, hit the menu, find a registry, and then look up their names, Vic and Daniela. You will find their registry. Yeah, That is Saturday. It is a potluck. I remember that from last week. It is a potluck, so bring something to eat, or you will not be eating. I'm gonna be the police. I'm gonna be the guy who's like, "Oh, you didn't bring enough food? Well, guess you get to sit right here with the kids. You get to watch everybody eat." So yeah, potluck. Join us Saturday to celebrate this new baby that will be joining the Montoya family. All right. Proverbs teachers. It is not too late. If you have not signed up to teach and you want to teach, you're thinking about it, maybe, I don't know. Our meeting will be this Wednesday at 6:30. I'll be here at 5:45. Bring your dinner with you. And then the meeting will start promptly at 6:30. It should only take 30 minutes. Well, Eileen gave me quotations for 30 minutes because obviously she's going to be asking a lot of questions. So Eileen already has questions right now. So 6:30 is the meeting. Doors will be open at 5:45. Bring your dinner. Kids are welcome. They'll be upstairs doing stuff. Yeah. So there's that. That's Wednesday night. Thank you to all of you who give. It's different here on the thing. Thank you to all of you who give. I think officially we have hit our goal of $12,000 in the Bizank. So long time. Yeah, I'm still on probation. Just so everybody, you don't have to cheer it, Fathom. Dang. Fathom over there like, woo, she doing the worm, you know? He's still on probation. Like, why are you doing the robot? Dang, hurt my feelings. But yeah, thank you to all of you who have been giving consistently. Yeah, Jesus is doing the thing, mostly by keeping my hands off the bank card. So here we are. One day, though, I'm gonna start buying food for everybody again, and it's gonna be a good time. It is. It really is. But anyway, ways to give: Venmo, the Church Center app, and the brown box here in the lobby at the church itself. So, lastly, if you are not receiving text messages from Oasis, please text T to 575-222-8985 and we will get you plugged in. All right. Any questions on any of those things before we jump into Proverbs chapter 2? All right, let's do it. Proverbs chapter 2. Heck yeah. Before we jump in, please don't forget, we do have the Zoom link. That's on the next slide. I got you. We do have the Zoom link, so if you are going to speak, you want to join in the conversation, throw out some discussion points here and there. It'll be on the next slide so that y'all can see them. Oh, dang, I didn't put on all of them. You just put on the next one because the people at home not looking at the slides anyway. Oh, I'm covering. Oh, yeah, just go to. Yeah, they don't need to see it on YouTube. Yeah. All right, so if you want to join the Zoom link, please do. That's the meeting ID and the password. Make sure your volume is down and make sure you are muted. So then everybody don't hear you talking the whole time. All right. First things first. Theme. The theme of chapter 2 in Proverbs overall is the value of wisdom. I know this because it's right there in my Bible. It says it. Boom. Look at me studying. I was like, what is the theme? Oh, the value of wisdom. So where last week's theme was just letting us know what wisdom is, right? And we broke that down. I told Jenny this week, I really want to, because this word translates to skill and ability, I really want to like drop the word wisdom as we study Proverbs, um, because I think regardless of studying, we have a like wisdom has a stronghold on theory and like inside your brain. It just has us like that's just what wisdom is. It's like we have our ideas of what wisdom is. And so even as we are learning what wisdom is, I want to make sure every time we see the word wisdom that we see skill and ability because I really want us to focus on um, like God-given skill and ability. That's what I want to say. Because I really want us to, as we walk through this, not to just see wisdom as a, like, oh yeah, I'm smarter or I know more things or whatever. But as we read and we study, I really want us to dig into the idea of God is giving us skills and abilities to do whatever the Bible says. That makes sense? Okay, cool. Glad we're all on the same page. So that is the theme of chapter 2. What is available to me when I look for, when I find, when I practice, when I strive for, when I work with, and live in the God given skills and abilities for my life? That hits a little harder than like wisdom. Because again, wisdom, I can kind of like throw it off like, that's not me. But like the chapter is about what is available to me when I look for and find and practice and strive for and work with and live in the God given abilities and the God given skills that He is giving me. That makes sense? All right, so that's chapter 2 overall. Favorite highlight, before we jump into favorite highlight, will someone read, and make sure you're unmuted on your Zoom. Just read the chapter. Go ahead. Somebody, anybody. Unless y'all just want me to read it. Go ahead, Eileen. Make sure you're unmuted so they can hear you.
Okay. My son, if you receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you, make your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding. Yes, if you call out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God.
Yeah.
For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice and watching over the way of his saints. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will watch over you, and understanding will guard you, delivering you from the way of evil, from men of perverted speech, who forsake the paths of uprightness and walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice in doing evil and delight in the perverseness of evil, men whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. So you will be delivered from the forbidden women, from the adulteress with her smooth words, who forsakes the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house sinks down to death, and her paths to the departed. None who go to her come back, nor do they regain the paths of life. So you will walk in the way of the good and keep to the paths of the righteous. For the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be rooted out of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so again, this whole chapter is all about the value of wisdom. What happens to you when you look for and you find and you practice and you strive for and you work with and live in this God-given skill and ability. So verses 1 through 5, it says, if you receive, treasure, become attentive to, incline your heart, call out, raise your voice, seek and search. This is an active journey that I am on with Jesus. So what happens is we as Christians, normally, we show up on a Sunday morning, we listen to what the preacher says, we don't have a Bible open, we don't have a notepad, we don't even have a coffee cup because you can't put it on the table. So legitimately, the way church is set up right now, at least, it is not set up for us to do these things well. It's not set up for us to do these things, or we are not really taught how to do these things. How to receive, how to treasure, how to become attentive to, how to incline our hearts, how to call out for, or raise our voice for, or seek, or search this God-given ability to live life. We are just not taught how to search for wisdom. We aren't given the tools on how to look for wisdom, how to see it, how to find it, what it looks like. So then we come to church, we hear a message, the music's good, we might cry, have a good time, somebody pray with me, yeah, it was a good time, whatever. And then I go home, and what's the very next thing that happens? Everything that I just saw and heard on Sunday is thrown out the window. Because what I got was essentially a movie. I went and I saw a movie on a Sunday morning, and now I'm going home, and the only thing I walk away with is, yeah, that was pretty good. And so then pastors are like, man, what's going on with my church? Why is this and that? Because we aren't teaching people how to receive wisdom, or how to treasure wisdom, or how to become attentive to wisdom. Again, this word understanding. My understanding, the beginning of knowledge, the understanding is my reverence for the Father. We saw that last week. I have to, one, reverence the Father and all that He is. God, you are so tight. That's how I would say it myself. You may say different words, but sometimes I'm just like, dang, Jesus, you are like you Him. You really Him. That's crazy. And so it is in my reverence for the Father, or the fear of the Lord, it is in my reverence for Him that all of these things happen. Because I know that God knows more than me, it is much easier for me to sit back and say, cool, I'll go with that. For those of us who don't want to be in control, at least. But it is my job to just look at the Father and be like, yo, everything that you are is so amazing and so great. I'm going to just sit back and just like take whatever you give me. I'm gonna just be big chilling over here, doing my thug this, and you let me know when you need me. And God's like, yeah, I just need you to like go love people well. And then we're like, oh, nah, not that, Jesus. I want to heal people. I want to pray, and then I want everybody else to be floating because I prayed for them. And He's like, well, no, just be nice. Just like be genuinely nice to people. And we're like, ooh, that's too much. That's too much. I want spiritual life, Jesus. I want rays of light shining out of my back. And when they see my shadow, it look like an angel with wings. That's what I want. He's like, but can you just like let your spouse speak without cutting them off? about that, Jesus. You don't, because you don't know how crazy they are. So, like, that's why I be cutting them off, because they be saying crazy stuff, right? But it is in my reverence for the Father that I know and understand that he knows way more than I will ever know, that he sees way more than I can ever see. And so it's just my job in understanding that and knowing that, cool. You are always going to have my best at the forefront of your mind. You are always going to have my best at the forefront of your mind. Jesus really be eating me alive, because yesterday I had the hardest time trying to get my kids to do anything. And it was just one of those days where like Trey was just like pushing back against every single thing that came out of my mouth. Every tiny thing. Speaking of. What you doing? So yesterday, I don't care what it was. Hey, can you just eat your lunch? Can you please? And it was one of those days where like the kids, everything was funny. You know, I'm trying to do homework and like they just laughing at everything. Sit down. So then he like scooping up her mac and cheese and she's screaming. I'm trying to work through these survey of econ graphs that I do not understand because I didn't read the chapter because I'm just trying to get the homework done. You know? Can you just eat? Well. At one point he came in, he was like, Dad, I'm like, where's your sister? She's over there playing with our friend. What's your friend's name? I don't know. Her mom is there. What's the rule? Don't come in the house without my sister. Go get your sister. Listen, I'm trying to keep you safe. They was getting games and crayons. We're going to our friend's house. Do not go in your friend's house. Dad, they're friendly people. What if they put you in your house and lock the door? You can't get out. They wouldn't do that. Why are you bouncing your shoulders, number one? Put your shoulders down. They wouldn't do that, Dad. They're friendly people. I'm just trying to keep you safe. It's just my job to just keep you safe. That's it. Y'all can go on your scooters around the building, have a good time. Yes, don't go in anybody's house. Okay. Because of course I ruined his life. But that is Jesus and us all the time. Yeah, you my Lord, you my Savior, we big chillin'. Okay, don't say anything because all the words you have to say are filled with nasty things. Okay, Jesus. But they don't even. But Jesus, they. But it's in my lack of reverence for him that I choose what I want to do. Because if I properly reverence the Father and all that he is, it's a lot of things that come my way. Just because I say, you know me better than I know me, and you know everybody else better than I know everybody else. So if Jesus knows what Amy is thinking and how she feels, well, of course he's going to tell Rafer, don't say it like that, say it like this. And what do I say? Nah, that's not enough, Jesus. She needs to know. He says, no. I need you to reverence me in this situation because I know what both of you need. I need you to see that being calm and having a tender heart for people will actually work. And I need her to know that people are actually here to have her back for real, not for something else. God don't give us all that. But that's usually what it is. And that is why we choose or should choose to reverence him in everything that we do. Does that make sense? Good. Let's look up, what verse is that? Verse 6. It says, for the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. That's really good. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Verse 7, he stores up sound wisdom for the upright. We're going to look at both of these words, sound wisdom and upright. So let's look at sound wisdom first. The back of your Bible, it is number 8454. 8454. Dang, AJ said he excited about this definition. Me too, dog. Me too. He tapped in. Page 1982. Top left side, whenever you get there. Top left side of 1982. 8454 is the word number we are looking for. 1982, top left side. Sound wisdom. Because again, this is one of these words or phrases that we would say, oh, sound wisdom. Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, right? Bible words, cool. But I go, this is why we study. So the word is tushia, and it says from an unused root, probably meaning to substantiate, support, or by implication, ability, i.e., direct help in purpose and undertaking, intellectual understanding, resource, sound, knowledge, wisdom, success, understanding, wisdom. The next paragraph says a feminine noun meaning sound wisdom, comma, continued success. The primary meaning of this Hebrew word is wisdom or ability that brings continued advancement. That changes the game. Because it's not just sound wisdom that I can just throw away in my head later. No, sound wisdom is the ability that brings continued advancement. God is giving us abilities in life that will continue our advancement in said life. Is that rocking anybody else's brain? Thank you, AJ. That's the energy I need, dog. Thank you. He gets it. Because literally, I get to continue advancing in my life. How many of us have ever felt stuck? Nothing is going to get better. Nothing can get better. Nothing will get better. I don't know what to do. Sigh. Despair. Ugh. Right? But the verse says, he stores up sound wisdom for the upright. God is stacking all the abilities for continued advancement in your life as long as my heart is upright. Let's look at this word upright. 3477. This is why I love Bible study. Listen, I couldn't preach like this if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different when you can read it yourself, 3477. Oh, that's 3377. Page 1750. That's good. Page 1750, left side, halfway down the page, 3477. Gosh. Yashar, straight, literal or figurative, Fittest, honest, Jashar, a whole name. Pleased, right, safe, straight, terms of an agreement, true, or upright. And it says an adjective meaning straight, just, right. This word can refer to something physical, such as a path, but it more often means right in an ethical or an emotional sense, as agreeable or pleasing. Examples of this include what is right in God's eyes or in the eyes of people. It also means upright, such as God and his ways. They says some people were considered upright, such as David. There's an ancient history book that was called the Book of Jashar or the Book of the Upright. And then it says, see the Hebrew root Yashar 3474. And that's at the top of the page, of this same exact page. And that says a verb meaning to be straight, to be upright, to be smooth, to be pleasing. When it means straight, it applies in a physical and an ethical sense, as in straightforward. Therefore, this word can be used to refer to a path, the commands of God, or a person. This word is also used to mean pleasing, as Samson found a Philistine woman pleasing to him. But the cities that Solomon gave to Hiram were not pleasing. It can also mean to make or be smooth or even, as with gold or a level road. So this word upright, smooth, straight, fit. Where am I trying to fit? I am trying to fit into who God made me to be. A straight path with Jesus. The person who in their heart is upright receives the ability that gives them continued advancement in their lives. So, if I feel stuck, if I feel like it's not going well, if I feel like there is no way out, maybe I need to check my heart and its uprightness. Am I, at the end of the day, when nobody else is in the room and nobody else is attached to me, am I just in line with Jesus? That's the question. It doesn't matter about anybody else. It only what only matters is, am I good with the Father? Period. Dot. And guess what? You can answer that question way better than anybody else can. Because we're not idiots. We know. I know when I hear God's voice. And I know when I don't do what God just asked me to do. I know that. I don't need somebody to, someone in the room who, no. I know for a fact. I know for a fact when Jesus told me to shut my mouth and I said, well, I'm going to say this instead. I know for a fact when Jesus says to move and I don't. And the things that he is trying to give me, this ability, is going to allow me to continue to advance in my life. Rafer, write a budget every single month. Write it out every single month. Know where your money is going. Just by doing that continues advancement in my life, because now I know where my money is going. And this isn't some super crazy, if you give, God's going to give back to you. He's going to turn it up. He's going to multiply it. No. Just take the ability of writing the numbers down month to month, and just on your awareness, he is going to give you continued advancement. We don't see it that way. We see it just like Trey. Mom, watch me throw this ball. Son, go put your shoes on. So we see, I got to write a budget every month. But we don't see what God is actually trying to give me a year from now. Rafer, I need you to start getting up in the morning. Work out first thing. Okay, Jesus. That's a lot. But I don't see where he is trying to place me a year later. Say that on Zoom. What was it? Say in those 34 size pants you got. Yes, size 34 pants, because I was real close to a 38 for a long time, and like I should not have been. But here we are, back in 34. It's like I'm 22 again, you know? I do feel better. But literally, God is giving us abilities and skills as long as I am looking for them, right? Because unfortunately, the only thing we look for as Christians is to show up here on Sunday, have a good time, high five, can you pray for me? Cool, I'm out, I'll see y'all next week. But when I am actually looking to treasure the abilities and the skills that are going to give me continued advancement, and not because I did it, but because he gave it. Because at the end of the day, it's still me just doing what he said to do. It's not that he gave me this supernatural ability. No. He is the one who knows all of it. So it's just for me to stay upright. I'm just going to make sure that my heart is straight. I'm just going to make sure that my heart is good. I'm just going to make sure that my heart at the end, when I go to bed every single night, that I am going to talk to the Father and check in on how today went for us, me and him. Continued advancement for the upright. Yeesh. Verses 9. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, in the study guide, the first word that we looked up is an adjective, and I'm in 6th grade English.
Fair, I like it.
And the top of the page was a derivative, it was a verb, and in between the two is the noun form of upright, and it's also used later in verse 13. And it reads, a masculine noun meaning straightness or uprightness, equity. The Old Testament often talks of two paths in life and warns people to stay on the straight path and not to stray onto the crooked path. David was praised for walking in an upright manner before the Lord, and uprightness was also praised as a good quality to possess. The word can also designate virtuous words that one speaks. Another meaning less common is related to equity. One should give to another what is due to him or to her. And so I think all three together, the adjective, the verb, and the noun, really speak to that uprightness is our relationship and our walk with him.
Because I can only get that. The verb, the noun, the adjective, by being in high quality relationship with the Father. I can only get that by tapping into the relationship with him. That makes sense? That's good. Thank you for that. Okay, verses 9 through 15. Yeesh. It says, then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will watch over you. Understanding will guard you, delivering you from the way of evil, from men of perverted speech, who forsake the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, and so on and so forth. Goodness will come into your heart. That's what it says. Wisdom will come into your heart. Skill and ability from God himself will come into your heart. This is a word that I love so much because the word heart is my will, my emotions, my feelings, my impulses, my desires, my passions. God-given, does anybody else have chills right now? God-given ability and God-given skill will come into my desires. Yeah, Roland. Wow. This is the whole thing of like, oh, I am more like God every day. Because his ability and skill comes into my emotions, my feelings. Because my feelings are the things that I kind of just let direct me, right? But if I stay upright and stay plugged in Him, God-given ability, God-given skill comes into how I feel about people. Jesus, I don't know how you died for the whole humanity and they don't even like you. I don't understand that. Guess what? Instead of just saying, I don't understand that, that should clue me in. Please make my emotions and my feelings like yours. That's crazy, right? Jesus, give me the skill to be compassionate like you are. Give me the ability and the skill to see people how you see them. Give me the ability and the skill to treat others like you treat them. That's a game-changing prayer. It says, wisdom will come into my heart. Knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. That word soul, 53:15, we're not going to look it up. The inner being with its thoughts is the word soul. The inner being with its thoughts. Knowledge will be pleasant to your inner being and your thoughts. All of a sudden, you want to read a book now. All of a sudden, you Googling how workout plans at home, no equipment. Jesus tricked me a year and a half ago. Why would I type that on my computer? Why? Why on a Saturday, sitting down, why would I type that into Google? Why? Because uprightness over here said, now let's do this now. Knowledge came into my soul and its inner thoughts and just had me typing at-home workouts, no equipment. I hit enter and I was like, what did I just look for? What? Of course, YouTube for free. Y'all can't tell me Jesus don't care, because he was like, Rafer, you need to work out, do something. I was like, but the people love Jesus, so like I'm doing this pastor thing. He's like, yeah, you can't breathe when you go up the stairs. So I was like, you right, Jesus. That's what he said to me. Because uprightness over here, where I want to do well in this, and this, eventually is going to come around, and knowledge will be pleasing to your inner person and its thoughts. I went searching for something that I didn't actually want, but my inner being and its thoughts tied to Jesus said, we got to improve something, because God is trying to give me things that will continually advance my life. That's crazy. Jesus is tight. How tight is that? Knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. I want more. If wisdom is coming into my heart, if all of these things, this God-given ability and this God-given skill are coming into my will and my emotions and my desires and my passions, naturally, what's going to follow is the knowledge to get said things that are now inside of your heart. How do I actually go and do it now? Now I want to learn and do because God is giving me things because I'm actually just tapped in to him and him alone. That's crazy. My reverence for the Father pushes me to a place where he's going to give me skills and abilities, but I got to learn how to get from. He's giving me A to G, and he's like, okay, B, C, and D are on you. But I'm right here the whole time, like a dad with the kid riding the two wheels for the first time. Because I don't care how good of a father you are, you got to let the kid go, right? You got to let him go. But where's the dad the whole time? Right there. That kid not on that ground for 3 seconds before that dad is picking him up and they back on the bike. God says, I will give you A to G for sure. Yeah, we can sit and watch the X Games, but before that, you got to take the training wheels off your bike. So yeah, I see that you want to go somewhere. Well, here's the thing. Let me give you what you need now. Let's get some balance on the bike. And now that you have some balance on the bike, it is now up to you to build the leg muscle and the strength and pedal and balance and all the things. Fall down, get hurt, get back up, get back on the bike, overcome the fear. I messed up last time. God is there the entire time, and the abilities and the skills are still there. That's so good. He is literally just giving us these things. So, number 3, how does this point us back to Jesus? This is what Jesus died for. We say all the time, Jesus died for our sins. Okay, yes. But what's after that? The walk. Because that's what we tell people, and people know that, and people believe that, but people don't know or believe that Jesus died so you can actually have the ability and the skills to advance your life continually. And again, this is not some I come to Jesus and now I got all the blessings. No. He is giving me discipline. He is giving me skills on how to parent my children. He is giving me skills on how to be a friend. He is giving me skills and abilities on how to pastor people. You think you just show up one day and you just, okay, yes, some people do just show up one day and they're really bad at pastoring people. But I gotta really be tuned into Jesus to be where he wants me to be so that everybody who shows up here on a Sunday morning is getting what he needs them to get. That makes sense? I don't just get here because I like doing this. Y'all have seen me during football season. I would much rather sit at home at 11 o'clock, especially when the Jets playing at the 11 o'clock game. Man, Jesus be like, bruh, now the sermon gonna be double time because you tripping. Still working with Jesus on that, waiting for the wisdom and the ability to come into my heart in regards to the Jets playing at 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. So y'all pray for me. But every single thing, Nah, it's the whole thing. I can't explain it right now. Get me too off topic. Everything that I want to become in life, Jesus died for. And Jesus died for that so I can actually tap into the Father, have a high quality relationship with him, and he is going to give me the skill and the ability. Notice none of this says that he is going to give you something that keeps you invulnerable to life. He didn't say your feelings are not going to be hurt. He didn't say people are not going to be crazy. He didn't say that. He did say you will know how to handle when those moments come if your reverence for the Father is where it should be, that then makes you upright, that then allows you to tap into the God-given abilities and skills that will continually advance your life. That's tight. That's what Jesus died for. Jesus dying for our sins gets us to 0. Jesus also died for the plus after that. And that is how this chapter points us back to Jesus. Number 4, practically, what do I need to do? How does this chapter help me practically today? What can I do today? Free books over there. I got to read something. I got to study. I got to listen to a podcast. I got to have conversations with people about life. I got to be vulnerable and open up to get help. I got to know I don't have it all figured out. And I have to, again, Lord, because you are everything that you said you are, let me read this book and get exactly what I need from it. Probably one thing that I hate about Christians more than anything is that Christians are not well read outside of Christian books. It's like, bro, have you ever heard of Jesus? You can read whatever you want, and Jesus is stronger than whatever you're reading. I know. Some Christians would be surprised by that. I'm like, all you got is, what's her name? I don't know. Pick any preacher you want. It's like, those are the only books you got? You don't have one book on, like, how to handle your emotions? Well, I mean, it wasn't written by a pastor. Well, yeah, because the pastor's doing Jesus stuff, so you need to listen to the person who just went to school on how to process emotions so they can give you the tools so you can process your emotions. Again, knowledge, verse 10, knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. So practically, I have to go seek said knowledge. Just read a book, listen to a podcast, study, whether it's the Bible, something else, but we have to tap into what God is placing in us. What he is placing in us. Read, listen, study, pray, trust, move. That's what I wrote down. And lastly, what is the encouragement of the week? Verse 6. For the Lord gives wisdom. That's the encouragement. The Lord gives wisdom. We sit on the other side like God is trying to withhold the wisdom from us. God I don't know what's next. I'm just waiting on the Lord. And we say that to seem so spiritual, but like, I need help is what I'm saying. And I don't know where to go. But my Bible says, for the Lord gives wisdom. He is not withholding. He is a good father who gives. Start searching. That's the encouragement. The Lord gives wisdom. The Lord gives wisdom. And I guarantee you, if you are searching for him and searching for these skills and these abilities, I promise you, you are going to stay tapped into him so that your heart is upright, so you can receive the things that he is giving. It's a process that the math don't math. It doesn't. It's not as we try to make it so finite and 1 + 1 is 2. It's a lot of stuff that's just happening that you are out of, it's not in your control. So every day you wake up, and I know 2 things from the last 2 weeks. I'm going to reverence the Father because I know he is giving wisdom. I know that. If I know nothing else about my Father, I know that he is going to give wisdom when it is needed. I know that for a fact. And so that is the encouragement today. Go search. Go dig. That's why we do Bible study like this, because it's not just what does Proverbs say, it's now everybody knows how to see a word and go, I wonder what that word means. Let me look it up. It's Fathom saying, hey, before we move on, you skipped a very important definition about this word. That is searching for wisdom. We're not out here to just have a good time on a Sunday morning. If you want to do that, start a brunch business and then don't work on Sundays. That's what I would do. I'll start a brunch business for real. And then like Sundays I'm off because I want to go to a good brunch place and have brunch. If you want to have a good time on a Sunday, like, it's a lot of other things. It's a lot more comfortable places you could sit than these chairs. Let's just be honest about it. You ever miss church on a Sunday? Guess what? Nobody died. The church still went. We still sang songs about Jesus dying on the cross. Crazy. But as long as I am searching, that's what matters, because the Father is going to give. That's what he does, is who he is. The Father gives wisdom. That is the encouragement. So every time you feel like God is withholding something from you, or he just like being cheap, God won't let me know. I'm willing to bet he already did. You just don't like the fact that you still got to do what he told you to do. And that's okay. Just say that. Just say, yeah, right now, Jesus told me to pray for people instead of getting mad at them. And I just don't want to do that. It's just more fun to be mad. Just say that. Because he gave you wisdom. The wisdom was, hey, here's a skill and an ability to see people like I see them, because you asked for that, so start praying for them. Well, nah, Jesus, I want the other wisdom. When I'm mad, I want you to tell me what it is their problem is so I can call them out. That's the wisdom I'm looking for, right? No, he's giving wisdom. Legitimately, just start praying for them, Rayford. Dang, this is full-blown honesty with y'all. Like, I hate it. I know you're like, you're a pastor. What do you mean you hate praying for people? It's a thing that I'm working with Jesus right now. We're doing some good healing, though. I will tell y'all that. We are. But the wisdom is there, and he wants to give that to us. Again, not because the advancement is going to put me in a place where I am now Jeff Bezos and I got all the money in the world. No. It may just be a budget where, oh, dang, I found another $500 in my account every month. Now you can do your level of Jeff Bezos every month. It may just be praying for somebody. It may just be drinking more water. I know that's not the wisdom we're looking for. But if your back hurt all the time, I don't know. He's like, I don't know, man. My body is stuck. Just start drinking some water, I can't poop. Drink some water. He's there. The wisdom is there. Eat a veggie, at least one. Listen, people don't eat veggies. It's a thing that I'm also working with Jesus about because I get mad about it. I know. Sorry. I mean, I'm just mostly speaking from my own personal life. Like, these are things that Jesus had to tell me. Rayford, drink water. Rayford, eat some veggies. Rayford, start working out. Rayford, wake up in the morning. Like, it was just, None of it. I wanted like the spiritual stuff because I'm a pastor, you know? Jesus, I want the prophecy. I want to be there on a Sunday, and then like I want to be preaching, and I could just see everybody's lives. I could hear their thoughts, so I could say exactly what you want me to say. He's like, well, just drink some water first. Yeah, like take a walk. Go get a weighted vest and start walking. I was like, that's the wisdom? No, I want to be super spiritual. Jesus, you missed that part. You missed the part when I said I want to be spiritual. He was like, yeah, go wash the dishes every night. It's like, that's, you know how crazy you got to be to tell Jesus that's not spiritual? That's what I told him. I was like, well, that's not really like that's not really a spiritual thing, Lord. I don't know if you know how this works because I've been in church my whole life. So let me break this down for you, Jesus, real quick. It's like times when we in service and the music is soft and then somebody stands up and they're like, Eric, come here. That's the part I want. I want to do that. And he was like, well, how about you just wash the dishes and just like give your wife a hug with no sexual intent? Okay, Jesus. Just like give her a hug for real. Just like one good hug and then just let it go and then go sit down. Don't grab her butt. Oh, Jesus, come on, you know? These are the wisdom things that he's giving. They are normal, everyday things that continually advance my life. Because every wife in the room, yeah, I would gladly accept a hug without you squeezing my butt once. Please. That's why I said once. Fix your face, Eileen. Fix your face. Eileen said once. No times. Anyway, that's the wisdom. And so the wisdom is going to seem normal. It's going to seem like it's not really this really deep, spiritual, heavy, what does this have to do with me being upright in heart? Like, you know, it's just normal, everyday stuff. And that is where the advancement is. I have a better marriage because I can just sit and talk to my wife without giving her googly eyes and changing everything she says into some sexual, connotation. She's just like, can we just talk about the kids and school, please? And I'm like, I'll take you to school. She's like, no, stop. Are you gonna Zoom? Unmute yourself. Oh.
What? No, can I just say it?
I mean, you can. Nobody's gonna hear you though. But go ahead.
Don't hear me.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking, like you were saying, if God, you wanted all the spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
But if He only gave you all that stuff, you would be so unrelatable.
Yes.
People were like, you're weird.
Yes.
No.
Could you imagine?
Like,
People walk up, I'm like, hello, I am the pastor. Oh, the Lord has given me some things for you right now. It's like, I gotta go watch this football game. I'm out. Every Sunday, gosh, you had Blackwater. Yes, the Lord has told me. It's like, can you just order your coffee and get out the way, please? Yeesh. Just ask them how they doing and just like meet them where they are and get out the way. That's it. Want to float around with rays of light coming out. It's crazy. Anyway, the Lord gives wisdom. That's what he is doing. He is giving wisdom. And as long as I am searching for said wisdom, as long as I am reverencing him, as long as I look at him first and I go, okay, Lord, I can do that. Continued advancement. That's crazy. Continued advancement. So let's go into the holy place. We'll spend some time with Jesus. And yeah, we'll close. Let's do it.